Welcome to the YupThatsMePodcast.
Yay! Yup, that's me.
Yup, that's right. Stop playing. I'm your host, Roro Kamion, and today I have my good girlfriend, Samaria, in the building. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's real. I've been trying to get her on here forever. I've been trying to, baby, forever.
I owe you this one. I owe you this.
Okay,
I owe you this.
I've been having this in the bag for a minute.
And I owe it to you. I was like, you know what?
Okay.
We got to make it happen because I owe you. I told you.
Yes. But no, I'm definitely glad that you're here. I think that we're gonna have an amazing time. I want to talk about it all. We're really friends. We're friends in real life, not just the industry or not just, in dance class or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So I want this to literally go as smooth as a conversation. I don't want it to feel like an interview. I want it to just feel like me and you talking on your bed or walking our dogs or whatever the case. How we normally do.
Juicy.
Okay. Now, what I am going to do, ask you questions like I don't know you. You know what I mean? And just so your audience and your platform can get to know you a little bit more as well.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and get into the smoke, like Carisha would say.
Right.
Where are you from?
Chicago. Yes, the best city.
Yeah.
Best city in America.
Best city in America.
The world.
You heard it here first.
We're gonna start with America. We're gonna be humble. I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
A city that creates a lot of talented people.
Absolutely.
Has a lot of talented people.
Absolutely.
Even if they don't know it.
Yeah.
But it's a major city. A lot of the influence in the world comes from that city. Even though we don't get our credit.
I agree. I agree.
I come from the best city in America.
Okay. What was it like growing up in Chicago? Born and raised, right?
Born and raised.
What was it like growing up in Chicago?
It's like a double-sided question because the violence in Chicago is a thing.
Right.
It is a reality.
Yeah, right.
So there's that side of it, like not being able to, like I know my family, I wasn't able to ride my bike around the corner because it was that dangerous. I had to go from corner to corner. I couldn't go to the candy store 2 blocks away.
Right.
Because I am a girl. And also just because the neighborhood wasn't that trustworthy. But at the same time, I had a beautiful childhood. I had ice cream trucks. I had corn trucks. I had fire hydrants that were on and the fire department being mad because we used all the water within the 2-mile radius, So it's kind of like both. But it was a great childhood. It prepared me for survival. It prepared me for being able to move to LA and know how to condone myself and conduct myself as a young woman being here on my own with no family.
Absolutely.
It gave me survival skills.
Absolutely.
So I liked it.
Okay.
I got a lot of good stuff from it.
Okay.
Even though it was, as a child, I do remember being scared a lot, gunshots ringing out, not knowing whether walking would be the safest thing or having to do it with a buddy, those type of things that I don't see here for the kids in LA. They have a little bit more of a freedom. I do wish I had that, but at the same time,
the
kids out here in LA are a little gullible.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm not gullible.
Yeah. I feel like it's what molded you into the woman that you are today.
Yeah, and to just be strong-minded and not easily accessible to the world.
Absolutely.
Because you could fall victim to a lot of stuff if you're just unknowing.
Preach. Okay. What was it like? I know this.
Back.
Yeah. Okay. I know this because, like I said, we're friends. We're literally close friends, family even. But for the viewers, who raised you? I want to know. They want to know. We want to know who raised you. What it was like. Tell us more, bro. Tell us more.
So most people, my friends know. You know me. Yeah. My mom died when I was 3. So with that, at the time, my dad was 16 when he had me, 19 when my mom died. So he was still a teenager.
Absolutely.
Trying to raise not only a girl as a male, but also being a teenager, trying to figure out how to even raise a child. And then your girlfriend dies at 19. So it just traumatized, right? Luckily, I was blessed enough to have both grandmas step in and try to not only fill that void, but play that role.
Grandma,
we love my grandmas. I love my shout out to my grandmas.
Shout out grandma.
I love my grandma.
Okay, I love your grandma too.
And with that came challenges because both grandmas were raised differently. So I had one grandma who I call my granny. It's my mom's mom.
Yeah.
Because she did raise a daughter up until the age of 21 when my mom died, she understood what it was like to take care of a girl. My grandma on my dad's side only had my dad and my uncle, boys. That's a total different end of the spectrum. So she was a little more fearful. She was a little more strict. She was the grandma where you're not riding the bike around the corner. Yeah. And as I'm older, I understand why.
Yeah.
But then I had the other grandma that I would go with on the weekends, and she'd be like, yeah, as long as you in by curfew.
A little more free.
A little more free. So it's like I got both ends.
Yeah.
At one point, it was confusing because it's like, who do I listen to? This one is telling me to be free and be myself. And, this one's a little more scared of the world. Yeah. So it's like she's telling me to hone it in and not hide it, but she wants me to do the safer route.
Exactly. So you can stay protected. She's trying to protect you in a
she's trying to protect me. It's not coming from a bad place.
Yeah.
But it did hinder me from some stuff. Like, for instance, I remember having the argument about going to freshman year homecoming because, it gets out at midnight. That's a little too late. But it's like, all the other freshmen are going, Yeah, so I dealt with some things. Yeah. But through it all, I did have a loving upbringing. Mm-hmm. I had wisdom because they're my grandma, so they're from a different generation. They're able to pass down certain things while still coaching my dad on how to be a dad.
A man, let alone,
So I feel like I grew up with my dad. Like, I feel like that's why we're best friends today. Yeah. Because I grew up with him. Yeah. And I understand that he was figuring it out too. Absolutely. I understand that now. Yeah. When I was a kid, I was mad.
Yeah.
Like, why he out the house?
Literally.
He out the house on the block.
I wanted to say, can we just touch on that for a second? Yeah. And then jump back into it. I want to touch on that for a second. Literally being mature enough to know that our parents were trying to figure shit out too.
Yeah, they were.
Being mature enough to realize that we are all human beings.
Yeah, I'm a big forgiver.
I'm a
Pisces, so I don't know if that comes with the zodiac people. Let me know.
You don't forget. They don't forget.
I don't forget. I am emotional, but at the same time, I'm a forgiver. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that's the main thing that the world needs to have is forgiveness.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean to keep falling short. Yeah, falling short every time. Absolutely. But forgiveness is due to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially after their first time of something, or forgiveness is due. So when as I got older and I was trying to travel through some emotions, I had to look at everybody else and analyze everybody else and realize, like,
in everybody else's shoes.
Duh, he didn't have it together at 16. I didn't have it together at 16. So how was I expecting him to have it together at 16?
Just for me, yeah.
Or even at 19 when my mom did pass on because she was older than him by a year and some change.
Okay.
So I'm like, they're young. This probably was his first true love. She done died. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he's trying to navigate through that. So as I got older, I'm like, I could have been a little bit more understanding of that, but how could I as a child?
As a child, we don't think that far. We're not that far ahead. Matured into our understanding.
So that was a 2-part journey. I had to forgive myself for not forgiving him.
Absolutely.
And then I had to forgive him. So,
absolutely.
It's all a journey.
Okay.
But it's all about how you take it. And when you come to the realization, it's about how you approach the realization. Yeah. Do you take accountability and say, you know what? I forgive you. I understand what that was. Or do you just keep moving on, like, you know what I'm saying? And for me, on my heart, it was like, let me just understand stuff for what it was.
Yeah.
I only know my dad from when he was my dad. I don't know who he was as a little boy.
Absolutely.
I don't know who my grandma was as a teenager. I know them from the point on of my existence.
Yeah.
So you have to have grace with people. They had a life before you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where I'm at.
I also want to touch on being that you still grew up in a loving environment, and some people aren't that fortunate.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? In circumstances like yours, to when a parent passes and things like that, sometimes they go to the foster system or adopted or worse or whatever the case may be. So, I want to ask, has it ever took a toll on you that while you were growing up that you didn't have a mom, or like seeing other people with their moms, or Mother's Day and things like that?
So when I was younger, kids in elementary school, of course, the yo mama jokes, that was normal. But because that was cracking jokes like that was jokes for everybody. Yeah. It wasn't like pinpointed to me. So Absolutely. I didn't take that personal. Absolutely. Because it was like everybody crack your mama jokes. Absolutely. Even the ones with mamas that's alive. Like that was a thing. Yeah. Especially coming from where I come from. We're jokesters. Coming
from shit everywhere.
We play. Like Chicago people play. And, and if you a little sensitive to that, you ain't gonna withstand no elementary school in Chicago because they play. Right. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the black neighborhood. They play. But when I got in high school and I was on the majorette team, which I went on to be one of the captains of the majorette team, which is how I started in dance. My coach, Miss Johnson, shout out Miss Johnson.
Shout out Miss Johnson.
Miss J.
I also started off at majorette, like that.
Shout out to Mr. Washington and King College Prep. She would do an end of the year ceremony every year. And at the ceremony, she would make everybody she would bring a bouquet of roses, like 2 bouquets, and make every girl on the team give their mom a rose to just show their appreciation for buying their uniforms throughout the season and the fundraising, just showing your parent appreciation for supporting you through this sport, through this extracurricular activity.
Right.
Me, I always had to get 2 roses, sometimes 3, to give to my 2 grandmas and my dad. Yeah. And so it was like, it was cool, but then when everybody giving speeches to their mom, or I'm seeing people's moms come support them at the dance show, when I did start pursuing my dreams, or even thinking about wanting to have kids, my kids won't have a biological grandmother. It's gonna have to skip over to my grandmother, which is their great-grandmother. Their great-grandmother, absolutely. So it's like they won't have, from that the father's side, hopefully, but from my side, that's already skipped. It's already out the book. The wedding thing, it's out the book. Yeah. When I'm in labor, ain't no mama gonna be in that room. It's gonna, hopefully my grandmas are still here whenever that, you know what I'm saying? So when I got in high school and my coach was doing that year after year, it started to make me realize like, oh, they all got their mamas and they mama's their best friend. Like they getting up here saying stuff about their mamas that's like, you know that
shit I wish I could have said.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder. I wonder. Mm-hmm. When I was younger,
what life would have been like.
It went over my head. You know, it was just like, this is my normal. Yeah. It's been my normal since I was 3. You don't have no memory at 3. I don't remember nothing at 3. Yeah. I do remember stuff in kindergarten when you're 5 or 6, but I don't remember anything at 3. So I can't tell you how that affected me. The funeral. I don't know. I don't even remember. All I got is pictures. That's all I've been having my whole life. So for me, I'm just like, a part of me accepted it that this is what it is because that is reality. It's not coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Do you still feel connected?
Oh yeah. She was a dancer. She was a dancer. Yeah. So I'm finishing her dreams for her.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
She wants to be a professional dancer, but she was dancing. She was in it was a battle squad at the time, but they used to. That's how her and my dad met. My dad was a footworker.
If y'all don't know what footworking is, it's very big in Chicago.
Chicago style.
Very big.
But my dad was a footworker. He was flown out to New York to do it and everything, and they were in rival squads, and they didn't like each other
Romeo
at first.
And Juliet.
And my granddad, my dad's dad, owned a liquor store, like a corner store.
Right.
And my dad worked behind the counter. And I was told that my dad, when my mom would come in the store, because they went to the neighborhood school. You know, Chicago is very neighborhood high school, neighborhood elementary school. So if you live in that neighborhood, you're going to keep running into people. It's a neighborhood liquor store, neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a small town, but you know.
It's not, but it has neighborhoods.
Exactly.
You know how LA does, like Inglewood, Compton,
You're going to see people.
And I'm from Inglewood in Chicago, with an E, not an I. I'm from Inglewood in Chicago, and apparently my mom would go in this store and buy candy, and he would throw quarters and pennies at her, like in the store. Like, this is what I was told, because I can only go off what I was told. This is what I was told, and they ended up dating and liking each other, and here I am.
Okay, the baddest.
Here I am. But they were rivals in 2 different dance groups. She wasn't a footworker. My dad was a footworker, like a b-boy type footworker. She was doing all types of dance, but somehow the groups were going against each other. She didn't like him. They was rivalries, but she grew to like him when he was throwing them pennies in that store.
Because why are you messing with me?
No, that's what my grandma said. It was like, why you keep messing with me when I come in here? And it was just that.
Okay, all right. I want to know about your journey coming to LA. What year did you come here? Answer me this. What year did you come here? Why you came here? Why LA? why LA out of everywhere you could have moved to from Chicago? And then the third one is going to be the years that you've been here till today, this podcast today that we're filming. Do you feel accomplished so far? I don't want to, because I think as artists, we're never going to feel fully accomplished or fulfilled.
No, because it's a constant everyday fight.
It's a constant, I need this, I want to do this, I want to do this. We can get 1 million Grammys or 1 million, whatever.
But you still want more.
You still want more. So I think what I'm asking is, from your time in Chicago to now, from the day you moved from Chicago to LA today, do you feel like you've done enough to be proud of yourself, should I say?
Well, you know me personally. I'm an overachiever. So do I feel like I did enough? No.
Okay.
I got more work to do. But do I feel like I did enough to be proud of myself? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. I think I came here in 2017, right after high school, to answer your question.
Okay.
Like 2 months after high school. In Chicago, you graduate. I don't know if it's changed, but you graduate high school in June.
June.
I was out here in August.
Oh,
June, July, August.
fresh out.
I was like, pack those bags up.
Yeah.
At the time, my boyfriend and my grandma came to help me bring those bags. And I was in Riverside.
You got an apartment?
I was at school in Riverside, student housing.
Okay.
And because when I applied for schools in senior year in high school, I only applied to California schools because I knew that I wanted to be a dancer by junior year. And I knew that the dance meccas at the time were Atlanta, New York, and LA. Yeah. Going based off what the statistics were for the entertainment industry. I come from a place that has 7 feet of snow. I was not going to New York. It was over with. I'm not doing cold weather. Right. So, and then also it's more of a Broadway scene. I wasn't necessarily trying to go that route. I wanted to do more commercialized dance. So New York was not it. That canceled New York.
Yeah.
Atlanta. Go ahead.
Sorry, let me pause you real quick because a lot of people that watch us and that are dance fans, they don't understand that dance is literally, it's not just one thing.
It's not.
It's so many, and I say that to say it's so many different ways that you can take dance. You can, like you said, you can go the Broadway route. You can go the industry route.
You can go theater.
You can go theater. You can go
movies.
At movies. It's so many different routes to being a dancer or a choreographer or whatever. So I just wanted to elaborate on that. But
yes, and one thing that's important as a dancer is knowing yourself. Yes. I knew I didn't want to be that.
Who do you want to be? Yeah,
I wanted to be a commercial dancer. I wanted to dance with all the gangster rappers, all the people that look like me, people that I can. If I'm dancing for you, I want to really connect to your music.
Absolutely.
I don't want to just be getting up there because it's a job, and that's my thing. Like I've been blessed to dance. All the artists on my resume, they're in my playlist. I listen to them. There's probably one that's like, oh, okay, I'm now being put on to you through this job. But all the rest of them, I was listening to them before I booked the job. Absolutely. And those are the type of jobs I want because you're able to fully do your job. Absolutely. And connect.
How, sorry, not to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. How crazy is it to be listening to, like growing up, listening to these people, and now we're working with them. You have worked with so many people like The Baby, Iggy Azalea, so many more. Yeah. So many more. The Weeknd, Dancing with the Stars, Hulu, BET, all kinds of things. You have done all kinds of things to where you watch BET movies and you watch. It's how crazy is it?
It's funny. The BET one was one of the early ones in my career. It was the first. Actually, BET was the first time I choreographed. I choreographed for a TV show, Games People Play with Lauren London.
Yeah.
And I choreographed
Shout out to Lauren London.
Shout out. That's my girl. I did 2 episodes and came out the blue. And that's another thing, like, you got to stop asking how and just go with the flow. Mm-hmm. And I was just going with the flow in it and stuff just be falling out the sky. Yes. And I did have that moment where it was like, I grew up watching BET. Like, you don't know when you're watching it, like, as a kid watching That's So Raven, you don't realize there's 100 other people on the other side of that camera. It's people yelling at her. It's people coming. They come in and they, you know what I'm saying?
Clip it again.
You don't see that. So it was like, y'all been lying to us.
That was gonna be.
It's not like lying, but it's like you understand the industry at that point. And when I was on that set with BET and I saw all the moving parts, I'm like, it's all a lie.
This is all a lie. And that was gonna be another question of mine. Because that one is so mind blowing to me as well. Working with all of these people and realizing that they're normal. They're normal. They're people just like us. And then seeing the behind the scenes of these movies and these and what production life is
and what a camera could make it look like.
And what a camera can make it look like. You feel like this was, like you said, this was all a lie.
Because then you go back into your mind, and I think about myself watching Hannah Montana and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and I'm thinking like, oh, they done rented out this hotel. And like, it's a production. Like, as a kid, I knew this was TV.
You know this is TV.
But to know that hotel ain't no hotel, and that's somebody's room in the corner that looked like a hotel, and this cart is something they rented.
Absolutely.
It's not even a real hotel. This is not the Hilton. This is like a set.
This is
like
a set
they built this.
that they built.
To know that it gets that deep. And I won't even call it fake. This is entertainment. This is the industry. That's what it's made to do.
Which takes very, very, very creative minds,
It takes punctual minds, diligent minds, creative minds.
Absolutely.
Because set design is a major thing because it's what helps the person be in the environment and be in the emotion.
And be the character.
That's why I love Blue's Clues. Because Blue's Clues was so... It was the same place every time, and it was so nostalgic, and it made you feel a way. It gave you a vibe, and we should give all that credit to the person that did the set design. The person that did the set design for Martin, that's an iconic set. You know what I'm saying?
The person that did the set for High School Musical.
All of it. Anything that's iconic or those sitcoms we watch.
It wouldn't be without the production.
That takes somebody that studies their craft. You know, and it's some people that are blessed to be multifaceted, but there's someone for every job. Somebody set this up.
Literally.
Somebody said yellow is the right color. Someone did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and I feel like again, sorry to interrupt you. It even gets so deep to where when you're teaching class. And the videographer comes and asks you, what lights do you want? And you sit there and
it's all about a vibe. It's a vibe.
What vibe am I going for today? I'm trying to set the mood because again, the appeal is what brings in the audience. The appeal is what brings in the audience. So I feel like you have to know when to do less is more. You have to know, and I think that's something that you have taught me as a lot in my dance journey, that sometimes less is more, but sometimes you have to go the extra mile because it's the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think all of that it's all about perspective, but art is subjective. So when art is subjective, you got to make people feel something. You got to make them feel something. And today, where music, dance, with stuff like TikTok out, it's all about making somebody feel something. They going viral because they making people feel good in those 12 seconds. It's not about if they the best dancer. They making them people feel a vibe.
Absolutely.
Because that one little challenge, I love it. Boogie on down. Damn. Boogie on down. You know what I'm saying? Like it they didn't do nothing. But it's like it do make me feel good. So it's like, can't hate on that. Can't be mad at that. We're creating vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Going into TikTok and things, there's this big, I wouldn't say beef, but there's this big stigma of dancers saying that TikTok isn't real. What's your take on that?
Dance is dance. Dance is dance. What I think that they're trying to articulate is that the same amount of time and effort, money, and all those other things that go into this blood, sweat, and tears of being a professional dancer, they're bypassing all of that. And that's the issue. They're bypassing all of it and reaping the benefits of what people that have been training for years have yet to see.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's a double-sided thing. Am I mad at people that innovate new technology to help us make more money? No.
Right.
I'm not mad at TikTok for showing kids that you don't have to be a doctor, lawyer. You can be that culinary chef, or you can be that dancer and make that same amount of money if you believe it. You can follow your dreams. You don't have to get the jobs that are approved by society to have a career. Absolutely. I do love that it's opening up the eyes for that, because a lot of people are at home now following their dreams. instead of clocking in. So I'm not mad at that. But at the same time, you do have people that are getting this instant fame and there's no longevity in it.
True.
And it's setting them up for failure in a little bit because it's like, okay, yes, you did book a job through TikTok and through your being viral last month. But you are going to be demolished if you step into a real audition with real dancers. Yeah. They're going to dance around you and TikTok not going to be able to save you because they have a training, a technique. They have gone into the buildings, the brick and mortars, and studied under the Debbie Allens and the, whoever it may be, whatever the story may be. So that does separate it. There is a gap. Now, to say that it's not real dance is dance. People dance at backyard parties. Okay. So you can't say it's not real dance or they're not real dancers because a lot of them are taking dance serious because they did go viral. Right. I can appreciate that. But what I do want to say is to whomever is passing out this money and these opportunities, pass it out to the people that's been training day and night, spending their $30 on master classes.
Because I've heard that people post real not to say that the TikTok dancers aren't real choreography, but people post choreography and professional dancers post their choreography on TikTok
and it doesn't do as well. I've been posting. It doesn't. They want to see you be goofy. They want to see you do the playful stuff.
When it does numbers on Instagram and isn't because
that's our platform.
I was just gonna say I want to talk about how the transition from Facebook to Instagram was almost seamless.
Absolutely.
Almost seamless. Meta. Okay. They got all these new names for all these apps, child.
That's a killer that Meta.
But I think that the transition from during COVID, TikTok was low key everybody. TikTok was everybody's zhuzh. You know what I mean?
But something to do when it was nothing to do.
When it was something to do when it was nothing to do.
It's like Vine. We had Vine.
We had
Triller.
We did have Vine and Triller.
We had it, but they didn't
capitalize on it how TikTok is capitalizing on it.
They didn't attack it the same in the longevity. It didn't stay. Yeah. Like once again, I love TikTok. I've been going down rabbit holes. I love TikTok. But at the same time, if we speaking on that dancer aspect, there is a gap there. There is a negative space. I'm watching professional dancers post their professional clips of great choreography and movement, and it barely gets 300 views. And it's been up there for 12 hours. Not saying that they're owed that, but what is it in our mechanism, in our brain where we're appreciating the goofiness, but not the real hard work? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And that's why a lot of people are going back to Instagram. Because Instagram, we've been operating on that platform for a long time. And so we have a space there. We don't got no space on TikTok. TikTok is for TikTokers.
TikTok is for TikTokers.
And if you are not trying to just be that,
yeah.
A little hard,
Favorite job?
Take some. Favorite job? Well, okay. I didn't dance in it, but
it's a job. It's a job.
If you're asking favorite job that I've danced.
Okay, favorite job that you choreographed, you said Shake Some, which is the baby Shake Some. Go check it out if you haven't, but you have. I mean, favorite job that you've danced?
It's the Kirk bop. It's still the baby.
It's
you know why? It's because I was able to be me. He allowed me to be me. And Bob, he wanted me to shine. And that's why he kept me around after. And I've always wanted to be a star. I've never liked jobs that make you dim yourself. What we here for?
Yeah.
What we here for?
Yeah.
I'm here for.
Yeah.
Cause if I'm just,
I don't want to be a robot.
Cause I don't believe in background.
I'm not a robot.
I'm not background. We collaborating.
Thank you.
Without me dancing, you ain't got no steps.
Yeah. Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
What Missy Elliott got going on, that's a collaboration.
Yeah.
She need them dancers for the music videos.
Absolutely.
There ain't no background. I don't like that background.
Yeah.
I'm not no background talent.
Yeah.
We up here collaborating. I'm
a star just like you.
You a star. This your show, but we stars too. I like that Chris Brown allows his dancers to be stars.
Absolutely.
They not background. Ain't nobody calling Taylor Terry no background. That's a star.
That's a star.
Janet had stars.
That's a star.
Michael had stars. Absolutely. That's why y'all know them by
name.
Shout
out to Taylor Terry. Shout out to Mike.
That's my girl.
Chris Brown, Janet, everybody. Okay?
Christopher Maurice Brown.
That's
on tour this summer. Y'all see him.
I see him every day.
on my phone. Thank
you.
You know what I'm saying? But no, for real though, like that for me is just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't. It's all subjective. It's all subjective, but I just feel like we got a lot of work to do in the industry on both ends, because I don't want us to feel like we're background anything, because they need us, which is the whole point of me using my platform to push dancers out even more. I don't got 1 million followers, but I'm gonna use my little 37K
no shade
to help us all get. It's not about me.
No shade.
It's not about me.
No
it's
shade.
it's about all of us and helping all of us be seen. We're underdogs.
Yeah.
Those that got their million, I love that you have it. But are you reaching back down for anybody else? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that work up there alone. It's going to take a lot of us to change this industry.
Absolutely.
To change the not being paid correctly. We don't have no medical. We don't have no medical, but we're using limbs every day. You know what I'm saying?
We
don't have nothing for real.
Yeah.
I want to plan to start having kids soon. I don't have no savings.
Thank you.
How can I?
How do you have a savings off a dancer's salary?
How do you have a savings when the check is
off
60
the
days late
salary,
and your rent is due? It's a hard thing. And so that's why I'm not mad at a TikTok. And that is where that double thing comes in, because it has allowed people to make money in their sleep.
Absolutely.
It has.
It has.
And I'm not mad at that. But allow that for everybody.
Yeah.
Not because of virality.
Yeah.
Allow it because they talented.
Yeah.
Like, I know talented people sitting with 200 followers, and then you got people with millions that they not as talented as the people sitting with the 200.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I will say that I've been posting my dances on TikTok. My little dances on TikTok recently, and they have been doing okay. They have been doing a couple numbers. So maybe, I don't know if the algorithm is changing or whatever the case may be.
My rubber band came out.
Go
ahead. No, we gonna do it big.
but I think that it should be more opportunity for everybody. Actors, if I'm getting up on TikTok to do these skits, I think that TikTok should pay the actors that act on TikTok a certain wage. I think that they should pay the dancers a certain wage. I think that they should pay the singers. Y'all know that girl that sing in the parking garage? Sings in the parking.
I do. I don't know her name or anything, but she does it all the time.
I don't know her. I don't know if she's getting paid or not, but I would hope that, talent is priceless for one. However, give me my money. Just give me my money.
However, talent is priceless, but not.
Yeah.
Because my talent influences.
Hello.
And so now it has made a lane. She's not the only person now singing in a parking garage.
Hello.
I've seen other people singing in a parking garage.
Hello.
So it came from one of them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm, if not her.
You
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like, it ain't priceless.
Absolutely. And I love that artists are starting to, like you said, Chris Brown and other artists are starting to turn over that leaf and realize that we do need dancers and things like that. Victoria Monet, Tiana Taylor, all these artists that do actually dance, they see the work and that we put in. Doja Cat, all of these people, even Eric Bellinger, he's came on your security cam.
Yeah.
Even the artists, all of the artists, even dancers or singers or rappers, whoever came on your security cam, the support.
Yeah.
It's the support.
They
not
understand
just
the bigger picture.
They understand the bigger picture. You've worked with these people already. So it's not like they're bringing you any, I mean, of course it's exposure, but they're not bringing you any more exposure than they already have done by working with you. You understand what I'm saying?
It's not a user situation.
It's not a user situation. I think that they genuinely see the bigger picture for dancers as artists.
They do.
As professionals.
And speaking on the Sam security cam thing, that's the whole point of the platform.
Yes.
It's supposed to be the tiny desk, but for dancers, to show artists that you need us.
Yes.
And we need you.
Yes.
It's not a one-sided thing.
Yes.
Without your music.
Cheers to that, first of all.
No, yeah.
It's double. Okay.
Without your music, what am I dancing?
Hello.
Like, of course we can go dance to drum. Okay, literally. Yeah, we can go African drum. But, and to be honest,
we need
a lot of artists today need the dancers.
That's
because
true.
if it's just you up there with that microphone and that pyro and those lights, it's boring.
Preach.
It's boring. Y'all need us. Y'all need us. You know the truth about yourself as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are some artists that can get up there and own
and
that
put an
stage
entire show by themselves.
Chris Brown could get up there with no dancers and flip and kick and
fly.
We'll be good, but that's not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need dancers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need them fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need those pyrotechnics.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need those laser lights.
And can we talk
That's
about
the
not even just
you
appreciating dancers,
around.
not even just appreciating dancers, appreciating, like we said earlier, the entire production, as the shit is not easy.
Oh yes, because when I was on tour with The Weeknd, I made sure I let them know they were
Thank
appreciated.
You.
The pyrotechnics, the sound guys, the equipment guys. I was taking notes.
Yeah.
Like, what does your job do?
Yeah.
What does that cord hook up to? Yeah. Because not only am I studying dance, but if you're gonna study dance, you got to study production. You trying to be on stage, you need to know how these lights work. You need to know how pyrotechnics work. You need to know how what the role of a stage handler is, a runner. You need to know these things, and I've learned these things. I've been blessed to learn it through the experiences I've been put in. But at the same time, it's my job to spread the knowledge.
I was just going to say, my next question is, not to interrupt you, my next question is, being that you've been on these jobs and she's even hired me for jobs, okay? She's fab girl, fab woman. However, what's one thing that you can say to the viewers that working on these jobs, what's one thing to expect?
The unexpected. Expect the unexpected. It'll shock you. You will see some stuff that shock you, that not even nobody can prepare you for it. You just got to be aware.
Sounds scary.
And that no, but that's why I go back to being grateful for where I was born and raised.
So you see
that
I know the red flags.
I'm not fearful. I know how to spot out certain things, and
Absolutely.
I know when to stay away from certain things.
Absolutely.
It's a survival thing. I'm a very aware girl. I know how to come into the room and just shut up and analyze it before I jump into it. What type of characters are in this room?
Absolutely.
What type of people?
Absolutely.
What is their mindset? Because you could be opening yourself up to some demons.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, baby.
And the industry is the industry. No, I have not experienced any of that type of stuff we got going on with these trials. And no, I have not.
Yeah.
I've been favored to not have to go through any of those things or see anybody go through any of those type of things.
Absolutely.
But it do get crazy.
Oh, we know.
You got to know how to condone yourself. And I'm a female, once again.
Yeah.
I can't always depend on a man to be there to help me or my dad to be. I'm at work.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I got to be able to uphold myself and know when to walk away. So
Absolutely.
It's being aware.
Yeah.
Being aware has helped me through all my different.
Okay.
I done traveled the world. I done went to Europe with, of course, my other castmates.
Yeah.
But it was some days when I was in Europe by myself with my tripod.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not safe, but at the same time, I knew what the opportunity was, and I got to get out and network and meet people and teach these classes
because
and do that.
While you're on that job, yes,
I'm still off day is still work.
That off day is still work.
Off day is still work.
You like we said earlier,
not vacation.
It's not vacation, and it's not. Okay, I dance for Shakira, and so I'm set. No. Because that's if you think about it, that's a 3-month tour or a 6-month tour or a 9-month tour, however long the tour is. The tour got to end.
It got to end. but not only do the tour got to end, while you on the tour, rent is still doing.
Rent is still due.
That never stopped.
Rent is still due
unless you gave your room up.
and can we touch on that? The life of a dancer. Woo! That'll be for next time. No.
The life of the dancer is hard. It's the little money that comes late.
Yep.
So now you're behind with your landlord. Mm-hmm. And then you got to eat. Mm-hmm. But then if you do go on tour and that comes in your bank account, you don't qualify for EBT. Because there's too much money, but they don't even know that money's done after next month.
Hello.
So then we're fighting for the same stages, Rolling Loud, Grammys, Emmys, Oscars, Coachella, and someone's tour.
Hello.
We're all fighting for the same stuff every year. Yeah. Clockwork. Mm-hmm. Grammys is in February, so we already know what these different time periods.
Yep.
When certain doors
we know
are
what
opening.
to look for when we're looking for it.
But let's talk about the gray area when it's around the holidays and nobody's booking.
Nobody's doing music videos.
You can't even afford no Christmas presents
because there's no work.
Unless you book the New Year's Eve countdown with the 3 artists that be up there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's so slim for a big market of people.
Absolutely.
And you got to start being
you got to know when you're
fashion stylist. You got to start being an actress on the side. Mm-hmm. You got to start getting the 9 to 5 that won't let you get off when it's time for an audition. So now your career is hindered.
Hello.
It's just a fight. You don't have medical insurance when your knees start hurting, but then you need to go to the chiropractor twice a month because your body's on the line. Or you need that $80 deep tissue that you can't afford because the check is late.
It's constantly
just constantly.
It's constantly
or you're in a relationship and y'all trying to plan for a family, but you trying to see how am I gonna take care of a family with no money? And when do I take a break because my body is my tool and I gotta take 9 months off.
And then gotta take damn near
another year
off
to raise it.
So
it's like we don't have the most realistic. We don't have the most realistic life while we're in it to make it work for our future selves.
Absolutely.
And that's why you see a lot of dancers quitting, finding something else. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to make enough money. There is enough money to make in dancing.
Yeah.
But we need the artists to start paying the money, opening up the opportunities. And we also need the artists to start understanding production a little better. Where are the Janets?
Hello.
Where are the Michael Jacksons that understood what a music video was, making it a movie? Shout out to Victoria Monet because she's putting that thought. Tate McRae, they're putting the thought into those music videos again, and it's showing people like, I'm not doing this day and night to be playing. It needs to look like something.
Hello.
This is not,
Yeah.
Stop just throwing out this stuff. And even because you got a low budget don't mean it can't look of quality.
Hello.
I don't got no money.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to look like what you've been through.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
It can look a certain way to just to do what you need to do.
Hello. Getting into you don't have to look like what you've been through. I'm pretty sure your grandma was a stylish woman, okay?
Both.
Both of them. So I'm pretty sure that's where you get your style from. However, this fucking stylist, fashionista, hot mama that you are today, she's a fierce. She's a fierce fucking set.
Fierce.
How did this come about? How?
It's my childhood.
Getting into styling and getting into putting these pieces together, and you posting a picture every other goddamn day. Girl.
Everything about me as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that everything stems from my childhood.
Right.
When I was a kid, I'm the oldest of 5 siblings. They all lived with their mothers. So we didn't live in a household together. So I consider myself the only kid in the household. I had a big imagination. Disney was a big part of my imagination. Video games. I had every Game Boy, every Nintendo DS, every GameCube. I just had a very big imagination. And being inspired by the nanny, Fran Drescher, Raven Simone.
Love the nanny. Love Raven. Shout out to Raven Simone.
Shout out to Fran Drescher. Okay. And shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross. Those are my 3 big main fashion inspirations. Raven, because Raven was fearless. And she was the first person in my life that I saw was black like me. She was ambiguous.
And
Raven was loud. Raven was funny.
She had a shape.
And you know me. That's me. Other than we're not the same body type, but I'm loud like Raven. I'm goofy like Raven.
Aesthetically pleasing like Raven.
I love Raven Simone, like especially in that.
And that's why we on the Yep, That's Me podcast.
Yep.
Shout out to Raven.
On your podcast?
Okay, can we?
Yes, we. Come on, bring us over there. We're gonna come bearing gifts.
Bearing gifts, okay.
But that inspired me, and it was just showing me that, like, oh, these are women that. They proud to be themselves, not to only see now that Raven's speaking out, now that, speaking about what it was for her when she was a child actress and all that.
Growing up,
but baby,
in the industry.
Sold it.
You sold it.
It helped me become
who we are today.
I'm dressed like Fran Drescher today.
Stop
this
playing.
is my inspiration.
Stop.
The nanny. You know what I'm saying?
And it looked
And then you got Tracy Ellis Ross, whose mother was a superstar, Diana Ross. But she made her own name for herself.
Absolutely.
Because it's hard to be a celebrity kid and make your
own name and not be somebody's daughter or somebody's sister or somebody's brother.
And she just started putting that and she dressed to how she feel. And I'm a person like that too.
Yeah.
I knew I was coming on here to do an interview and I wanted to feel interviewee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so my brain works in a mixture of those 3 women.
Yeah.
With a couple of others, but those are the 3 main women that I'm like, y'all represent what I would want to represent in style, bubbly, fun, colorful. I'm not afraid of no color. You got people that be like, I don't wear red. It's like, wear it. It's a color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could do the polka dots with the stripes and the fur with the, you know what I'm saying?
And we've seen it. Before we we almost about to get out of here. So before we get out of here, I want to ask you a couple questions. A couple.
We're gonna keep it quick.
Keep it quick and let the audience get to know you real fast, real quick, and real hot. It's called the hot seat. You ready? If you don't want to answer the question,
I got a drink.
You're gonna take the shot. Or take the drink. It's not a shot. Take the drink. Ready? Here we go. Are you dating anybody?
Yes, I'm in a relationship.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're not shocked. You're my friend. You over here acting shocked.
Acting. Okay. What's his name?
Jonte. But I'm gonna let him come on here and tell y'all about that. But that's
shout out to Jonte.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Favorite choreographer? 5, 4.
Paula Abdul.
Ooh, good choice.
Paula Abdul.
Least favorite choreographer? I want to know, who's your favorite friend?
Mikey.
Ooh, I love Mikey.
Michael Dumas. Michael Dumas.
I love Mikey.
Mikey.
Which one of your dogs do you love more?
Pluto.
Oh, shout out to Pluto. Rest our baby.
But Bubbles don't mess with me. So
yeah.
Bella.
I love Bella. I love Bella.
But Bella is Pluto reincarnated.
That's true.
So I said true. Pluto, but Bella.
That's true.
Bella.
Okay.
Because Bella she attached to my hip. Sleep with me. Bubbles don't care. Bubbles mind her business. She real self-sufficient, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah.
But if I had to give an honest answer, I got to go with the one that's hooked to my hip. Every 5 seconds.
Okay. Teach at Calabasas High School, yes?
I do. Shout out to the Basses.
Have a favorite student?
A favorite student? No, I love them all the same.
Yeah.
Because it starts friction in them.
Okay.
And I love them all the same.
Okay. Is there you don't name any names. Is there one in particular that ever gives you a hard time, or are they a good bunch of girls?
They're a good bunch of girls, but they have goofy personalities as teenagers do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they get rowdy sometimes, but there's not one in particular where I'm like, she's doing it more than the others.
Mm-hmm.
They're kids, so I put them all on the same even.
Okay. Do you think that your style of dance resembles anybody else's?
I dance full out the whole time. Other people come and wait.
Who don't?
I don't think nobody dance full out the whole song.
Type T.
I think there are full out choreographers. Yes, of course. Sure. But I think they have more of because of where I come from, everything we do in Chicago is full out. It's hard. Yeah. There is no, unless you're into the hip rolling scene, that's when we milk it a little more with our R&B. But from the more grungier side, there's nothing soft about footworking. There's nothing soft about juke music. Yeah. And that's what my roots come from. Right. And by soft, I mean, you probably won't get the most textures out of me. You know what I'm saying? I can do all these things, but that's not my style. Yeah. If you're coming to me, you come to me for what I got.
For what I got.
And that's
for what I have to offer. Absolutely.
So if you're asking
and a lot of students don't understand that. A lot of students do not understand that.
That's why you should study the teachers you're taking.
Block that.
Because you're mimicking their style. Especially if they're choreographers. If they're not teaching you the foundation of dance, you're mimicking their style. Absolutely. They're making those steps up to what's comfortable for their body.
Absolutely.
And so you're coming in there to mimic what they have to offer.
Absolutely.
And I tell everybody when they come to me, we're going to be full out.
Yeah.
I practice performance. Yeah. I practice stamina.
Absolutely.
Because when you get on stage with a Chris Brown for 2 hours straight, you don't got time to be winded. And full out is the best way to attack that. And so I've never steered away from that. My teachers used to train harder. And that's what I do. And that's what's stuck with me.
I agree. Okay, last question. Wear one outfit, head to toe.
One outfit?
One outfit for the rest of your life. You can only wear this outfit. You can only wear this outfit for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Oh, I'm going to do a bandeau top, black, strapless, jogging pants, baggy, tomboy,
okay,
some gym shoes,
okay,
bandana on my head,
okay,
some braids, my natural self.
Yeah.
If I gotta be comfortable for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be natural. Because you said the rest of my life.
The rest of your life.
I'm gonna be comfortable.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my tomboy vibe, my natural hair, my afro even.
Okay.
Some baggy joggers where I can move around, be comfortable.
Okay.
And a nice top.
Yes.
With a hoodie if it get cold.
Okay, with that hoodie. Okay. I appreciate you coming on the Yup That's Me podcast. You look gorgeous. I had an amazing time. You barely drunk that drink, bitch.
No, I'm
Go ahead, get me. Yeah, all right. No, but all jokes aside,
answered all the questions.
You did. I thank you for coming on the Yup That's Me podcast. I really enjoyed your company. You know, like I said, we're friends in real life.
Yeah.
We may not talk every single day, but I think that we're so connected and it's like a brother-sister type of relationship to where we cannot talk for a week or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, and we always get on the phone and it's bitch.
We understand what it is.
We understand each other on a different level. And next time you come on, we're gonna get into how we met and all of the teas and all of the things. Episode 2, clock that.
That one got to come more comfortable because that's rowdy. That's a rowdy conversation.
That's a real rowdy, real mixy type tea.
That's
but no, again, I just love you so much.
Yes, love you too.
You're my sister. I wish you nothing but the best. I'm happy for you. I think that you're doing an amazing job out here in LA. I'm proud of you. I want to give you your flowers while you're here. Not saying that you're going anywhere or anything like that. Knock on wood, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just want to genuinely just tell you how much I love you and that I appreciate you for coming on my platform and showcasing what you have to offer and hopefully this can be a regular thing. Come on in anytime you like.
And then you come in that bedroom on the Sam security cam.
I need to be on that security cam, okay?
And I do want to give a shout out. I don't know who I'm looking at. You, or you.
Yes.
Whoever.
Yes.
But yes. I do want to give a shout out to you because it's not easy to. It's time and money being put into this.
Absolutely.
And Roro, if you know Roro has a beautiful spirit, a very outgoing personality. So I think you're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
On top of you still doing your dance and stuff because you dominate over there too.
Yes.
But I like when people start to find out that I do more than one trick.
Woo!
And so I'm happy Roro is finding out that Roro can do more than one trick. And you're opening that up for yourself. And I'm glad you did it and nobody had to be like, Roro, just do it. You did it. You did this on your own this time. I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
And you did you like, I got this podcast and you doing it. And you're consistent. So stay consistent because that's when you see the results you want. So I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you. Do you have any last remarks to your fans?
Be yourself, be creative, and do what you want to do. You got one life.
Yes. Clock that. My last remarks are literally, like she said, be yourself, love yourself. This is the Yup That's Me podcast for a reason because we are authentically ourselves on here. We say what we want, we do what we want, we live how we want, and I'm not having nobody come on here that isn't of that nature or living in that space in their life. This is a woman, again, that does what the she wants, okay? Okay. Thank you for coming again one last time. And this is the next time. So I'll see you guys next time on the Yup That's Me podcast. See ya!